Hey, welcome back in Eye on Agriculture. I'm Britton Rucker. We're keeping an eye on the grain markets now. We're bringing back in Dan O'Brien, Kansas State University agricultural economist, to have his take on what he's expecting from the WASDE report. Dan, as always, welcome back to the program.
Yes, good morning, Brittany. Thank you.
Absolutely. Dan, let's take a quick look back. What did we see in the last report?
The last WASDE report came out on May the 10th, kind of set the stage for where the markets are at now. The USDA came out with a strong production set of numbers. Again, high yields, 181 bushels per acre for corn, pretty high wheat yields, really more than expected. We came through and went for soybeans, 52 bushels an acre again, at or near historic highs. The markets have been looking at the results of the week where we just had. I came through South Central Kansas, really all the state, and with probably a little bit more of an optimistic view than many had going into that report. So harvest being around the corner and some crop problems overseas, particularly in the Black Sea region, have supported prices. And we're looking at wheat prices with 7s in front of them instead of 6s generally right now, and that's more of an optimistic tone, I guess, for Kansas wheat producers than we were looking at but 2 or 3 weeks ago, and a lot of that has to do with what's happening internationally.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you expect in this next report?
I would expect the USDA to maintain strong numbers. They really don't go out into the fields and do field surveys until late summer now. September, they have farmer surveys in August. I wouldn't be surprised unless we would turn away from the relatively good weather we have now towards very, very hot, dry weather out in July, August. We're probably looking at moderate to decent prices, but not sky-high ones. The sky-high ones would come if we have a major weather problem here in the U.S. or big surprises in South America.
So you'd be pretty happy if prices just kind of stayed steady this season?
I would be happy if they didn't drop off much farther. We hope Kansas farmers make a profit, and at this point we're covering our direct costs pretty well, covering probably most of the machinery, and our just depends on what the land ownership regime is for anybody, whether they're covering all of land costs and family living beyond that are probably on the border.
Yeah, Dan, any quick final thoughts that producers need to keep in mind?
It's growing season, and anything can happen. 2 or 3 weeks of hot weather here, major shortfalls in Russia, Ukraine, shortfalls still to be dealt with in Brazil can change the markets. At this time, we're steady, but I'd be watchful.
Well, Dan, thanks so much for coming on the program and chatting with me today. Everyone stick around. Eye on Ag will be back after the break.